Shame-free life.
Shalom and blessings to your family. Hope you're doing well. This is Ronald Zion. If you haven't yet subscribed to the Shame-Free Life channel, all you have to do is click that subscribe button below, and you are now a part of the Shame-Free Life movement. Let's get right into it. It won't be before you long. Hopefully, this will be a short video, but we'll see how it goes. But that is my aim and my goal for right now. I want to talk to you very briefly about the prison of regret. The prison of regret. Regardless if I'm speaking to a group, one-on-one, counseling session, or just in general, if it happens to come up and if the conversation warrants a question, have you ever been to prison? No, of course not. Do you know anybody who has? Yeah, I mean, my brother-in-law, or my mom, my dad, my cousin, my sister. Yeah, my next door neighbor. Okay, but you never been to prison. No, I never been to jail. And the more and more we begin to talk, and I explain the dynamics of being incarcerated. Well, yes, I guess I have been to prison. Now that you put it that way. Not talking about a literal prison that you would actually be sentenced to, and that prison or that jail is responsible for your custody to keep you there until the expiration date of your literal sentence. But I'm talking about people who have never seen the inside of a jail or a prison, a literal one. Yet they have been sentenced to a mental, emotional, spiritual, or maybe financial prison, locked up for a time, incarcerated for a seasonal sentence. When we think of it that way, we begin to now shift and change our understanding of what prison really is. To be incarcerated by your past failures, to be incarcerated to addictions, whatever those addictions may be, to mask or to numb a bigger problem that we oftentimes just sweep under the rug. A person may drive nice cars, live in a nice place, a bank account is filled with money, investments, but still a prisoner to certain issues that are unaddressed, trauma injuries that are there, that everything around in life that they have that's a status symbol seems to mask. Yet they have been doing a 25-year sentence, unbeknownst to them, 15-year sentence, locked up since childhood, emotionally and psychologically, and not even know it. The prison of regret, I want to talk about this particular sentence because there's so many people that are incarcerated to regret. Thinking that you would have been at a particular place in life by now, that you would have accomplished certain things by now, that you would have experienced certain things by now. But as you look at the timeline of your life, those things never came to pass. You had high hopes for yourself in certain areas of your life, but it never came to pass because as you were on your way to your destination, your destiny of meeting your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, suddenly there was a detour on that road, and it took you in a different direction. It may have been a detour that was a distraction, a detour that was a disruption in your life, that never appeared on your GPS navigation. So now you have to make a turn, whether to the left or to the right. You cannot keep straight to your goal, to your agenda, to how you thought that your life would have panned out. You have to take this side road, this detour that you're not familiar with. And this detour or this path it seemed like it took forever for you to get to your goal or your destination. I want to talk to you about those detours, because oftentimes we live in regret. Whether you may look at your life and say, you know what? I invested 5, 10, 20 years in this marriage, only for him or her to come home one day and say, you know what? I don't love you no more. I want out of this relationship. I invested all of my time, all of my energy, all my love into this. Or it may be an addiction in your life. It may be a literal jail or prison sentence. Now you're having to start life all over again. It may be that you invested so much time in a company that you helped to grow into $1 million company, only for that company to bypass and overlook the value that you brought to it to give you a pink slip. I'm sorry, but we're downsizing, and I hate to do it, but your service is no longer needed. And you're standing with your mouth wide open after all of the sweat, the blood, and the tears and the sacrifice that you put in to build this company. Now this company shows you their appreciation and gratitude by firing you, letting you go, living in regret. Never thought that you would be at this place to start all over again, living in a prison of regret. Where do I go from here? Because at this age, I thought that I would have accomplished this. I thought that I would have been there. And the prison of regret always has a way of making us feel devalued, because the timeline of our lives were disrupted by certain things that happened. And it may have been choices that we made along the way that created some detours on our road to our destiny, to our goals and our dreams. Living in a place of regret, constantly rehashing in the mind and rehearsing the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and if I would have done that, then maybe this would have happened. If I would have made the right choice, and I would have been further along. Or if this person didn't come into my life to disrupt it, then, I would have been further along. Or, and so we begin to rehash that, and it keeps us in that lock-up confinement of a prison of regret. I just want to briefly stop by today to encourage you that no matter where you are right now, today, your today is much better than your yesterday. It may not even seem like it. But I want you to consider this. We all need someone to help us on the road to recovery. And if you find yourself on the road to recovery because of certain detours that happen in your life, be it detours of distractions, detours of disruptions that occurred, you had nothing to do with it. It just came into your life like a flood. Or perhaps decisions and choices that you made and I made out of a broken place, out of a broken space in our lives. And we chose out of that broken place and made certain choices and decisions that were broken to match our inner brokenness. It's okay. Because this is a new day. This is a new day to not just rehash what happened in your past. This is a new day to strategize and to be grateful for your present. Because as long as you have life in your lungs, in your body, there is hope. And as you connect with someone that you can trust, be it a counselor, life coach, therapist, to be able to vent, to be able to unravel where you are, and then to strategize a much better strategy now, you'll begin to see a great turnaround. And as you begin to pray to the Most High that God has a purpose for you, God knew about the detours before you were ever conceived. He said in Jeremiah 1:5, before he even formed you in your mother's womb, that he had a relationship with you outside of the realm of time. Y'all had a relationship going on before you had a physical body. You all had a relationship with the Most High God long before he chose a specific family to plant you into in a specific year and month and day and hour and second. It's time for you to be released. Your release date is now concerning the prison of regret. You have served your sentence. You have done your time, and it is your time to be free. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, relationally, financially. This is your time. This is your hour to be released from the bondages of regret. It happened. We cannot push the rewind button and go back. We cannot undo what was already done. But what we can do is master our today. Not in shame, not in embarrassment, but to master our today in all confidence in who you are and who the Most High have purpose for you to be for such a time as this. If this is a blessing, like, share, but most of all, subscribe to the Shame Free Life movement. And as I always say and will continue to say, that your life, which has purpose, regardless of where you've been, regardless of what you don't have, regardless of what didn't occur, should have occurred, would have occurred, had not this obstacle, this roadblock, this setback, this adversity happened in my life, your valuable, priceless life, it begins after your release from the prison of regret. Your life begins when you say so. Until next time, shalom and peace and blessings. Love you to life.
Yeah, shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life. Yeah. Shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life, shame-free life.